Yo, what's good, DVD heads? It's Kyrell.
And Sabrina.
We just got done doing the episode. You know, we was talking about double standards for men and women, and we was talking about, you know, how society perceives relationships.
Very much so, and how social media is very deceiving.
Very deceiving, and how, you know, we all can't be Lil Durks and Indias and all these Imans and whatever her name is. But
Tiana Taylor, don't play my good
alright, Tiana Taylor, alright, there we go. So you know, hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
Keep watching.
Keep watching, you know. Show it to your friends.
DVD.
DVD, you know me. Better?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Different by Default. This is season 3. How you guys doing out there? My name is Kyrell. I'll be your host today. And before I introduce everyone else, I just want to thank the viewers for subscribing, buying the merch, and doing all that good stuff, showing all the love that you guys do. And without further ado, you know, I got Urban with me, and I have Sabrina, Ashley, and Ty with me. So before we start getting into the questions, I'm gonna just let you guys introduce yourselves, tell everybody about you. And Ashley, you can go first.
Oh, pressure on the
Is she right next to me?
My name is Ashley. I'm 19. I'm a soon-to-be healthcare worker.
Okay.
And I'm an Aries, April 12th.
Ooh, April 11th.
And yeah, that's about it.
You ain't gonna tell me you're a brand ambassador?
Oh, yes, I'm a brand ambassador. Never by default. If you ain't get none, got none, go get some.
Yeah, I like that saying.
Ty, you go next.
Hi, I'm Ty. I'm 19. I'm majoring in economics, and I'm a Cancer.
Fancy game.
Okay.
Next. Okay. My name is Sabrina. I'm 20. I'm an Aries. I'm majoring in athletic training. I'm a brand ambassador. I don't got no brand on right now, but I'm a brand ambassador. I got that sweater. Sabrina 25 if you need a discount. ByDefault1.com, feel me? And yeah.
Alright, so y'all already know me on Earth. So
They know. That's a new viewer. Nah, it's too late now, bro.
So obviously we're just gonna do this episode replacing June, K, and Sam for this episode, and we're adding a new spin to things. So the first question is, what is the biggest double standard between men and women? And Sabrina, you can answer. You can answer first.
Okay. I think the biggest double standard may be like the guy is always at fault. I could say that. The guy is always at fault. That's the biggest thing.
What do you mean by that? Break it down a little bit.
Like, cause you know how like something always happens in a relationship and it's like, oh, it's your fault. Like they always put the man at fault. The women don't really like take.
Women don't take accountability.
Okay, let's not say all that now. Let's just say like, you could say that I guess like they don't really. If I'm in a relationship and something happened, I'm gonna look to him like, oh, what did he do first? I'm gonna see what he did first to make all this happen. If that makes sense.
I can kind of add to that as well as it goes towards like domestic violence. It's fine for a woman to put her hands on a guy, but as soon as a guy hits a woman, it's like, oh, send her to jail, call the police.
I was just gonna ask. I was like, yo, so like, I was about to be like, yo, how you feel about Chris Brown? If y'all was gonna be like, yo, I love Chris Brown, blah blah blah, and I was like, yo, how y'all feel about
I
Soulmate?
kind of still feel like there's two sides to that story.
Soulmate whooped his ass in that elevator. I'm sorry, but he had to come in.
Alright, nah, we're not about to slander JB.
But for domestic violence, it's like most of the time, guys won't even say that. Yeah, by society, if you say, yo, this girl beat me, society.
That's because
Not
men
me.
care too much about their image. They're scared to say, oh, a girl beat me in this, a girl did this better than me. I feel as though it has something to do with their self-image. That's why they don't speak up on it.
I mean, image is a big thing though. Like once you perceive someone as a certain way, it's kind of hard to get that way of someone perceiving you as their mind. So that's why people like guys will tend to be like, nah. Even though she beat me, I can't lie. Some dudes be getting violence views, but it's just like, hey, my image is still better if people don't know that happened to me.
You want anything?
Hmm?
You want to say anything about this question?
Yeah. Like, my thing is, when it comes to women, like, there's so much, like, pressure to be perfect. Like, your body has to be perfect. You have to dress a certain way. You have to, like, act a certain way. Like, they expect you to be, like, modest. They put, like, a whole bunch of pressure on you.
Alright, so what you guys say about it?
What would I say? I think a double standard that guys use is body count. So guys do use it. I'm not gonna lie.
It was funny because I was just like when we was coming over here, like I was on IG and I seen the post. It was like, yo, she said, it was like, yo, what's her body count? She said 2, and he started crying. It was like me with 1,000 bodies. I was like, oh.
But speaking of body count, and speaking of that subject, that area, so when a man cheats, why is it just, oh, that's men's nature? But when a woman cheats, oh, man's like, oh, you're a hoe, you're this, you're that.
I
I
feel
thought
like
that question was going south. I was about to get up and walk around.
I think men, for when they cheat, I think it's just, from what I've heard or what's been said, it's, hey, they're really just having sex and there's nothing behind it. But it's like when women cheat, it's like, hey, most times it's thought out, it's, hey, I know they're gonna do this, and things like that. Most times men cheat, it's just spur of the moment, something happens
But
and
that
then
makes
cheat.
it worse though. That means that you just gonna have sex with anybody. A girl, they really plot it out. Like you said, like they plot it out, they pick out da-da-da, whatever the case may be, but a man, you're like, alright, I'm about to go have sex with her.
So you mean tell me you'd rather have someone plot it out or someone be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it right
I mean, respectfully, cheating is cheating. It's no, like,
yeah, like, there's no in between.
it's no, good or bad of cheating, but it's like, if you could just pick anybody to have sex with, then what am I? Like, what am I here for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's the guy who did it. Like, it ain't my fault. Like, not every guy's a cheater, but it. You know what I'm saying?
Just like you said, not every guy is a cheater, not every girl is a cheater.
I know. But I think women get away with it better than men.
It depends. I don't know. I'm not a cheater, but it depends.
yeah, I don't know how to answer that question.
That shit too much work for me. I don't know.
I really be too much work to be like, oh, I gotta go. No. I'm just one person that's it. Call it a day.
But alright, so I'm gonna ask this question.
No, you're not answering the question, bro. Like,
I feel like a double standard that we have right now is like, I was just thinking about it too. So basically, I forgot what I was saying, but a double standard is that we can't be like calculated. Like that's one thing. So I feel like, cause me and June was talking about this the other day. It's like we can't be calculated. Like we just gotta go with the flow. We gotta go straight ahead. But we not like. What me and June was talking about, we was like, women don't have to worry about being rejected. Like, y'all can really get whoever y'all want. So it's like, for us, we have to sit here and think, yo, is this the right move? Is this the move I want to make? What happens if I do it this way? What happens if I do it that way? That's what me and June was talking about. So it's like, if we can't be calculated, like, y'all want us to be dumb? Y'all want us to just do this? Like, just go for it? Well, you got anything you want to say about that? Or is
It's a very tricky answer. Why would you start with that? I don't want to respond to that.
you gonna respond to that? Y'all want to respond to that?
I mean, I kind of think it's the same way for both genders, because a lot of girls, I know I did it before, I'll be like, I'll tell my friend, go tell him I want him. Just because I'm scared of rejection. I don't want somebody to say, no, I don't want her. I'd rather them go to a third party rather than just come to me and say it.
Some people can't hold the L, you know, so just, you gotta be like that.
Speaking of relationships, what is your idea of a healthy relationship? I got it right? That's a question. Woo! And Ty, you can answer first.
Like just a relationship where both people are putting in like just as much effort. Like, you know, like not a one-sided relationship.
Like but then how do you judge if they're putting in equal amounts? Because I feel like sometimes certain things you do in a relationship is very out and open. It's like, hey, I know you did this. I know you're putting in time and effort. But certain things happen behind the scenes of, hey, this person actually put this time and effort into it. So like, how can you judge it sometimes?
Like, when I say that, I mean like based off of emotion. Like you can tell when someone like just doesn't really care, like just how they interact with you.
I disagree with that. Because someone told me the other day, damn, I'm gonna get this backlash. Someone was like, hey, when you're around me or like when we're hanging out, you don't seem to be happy. Like you have this really rest in bitch face, I guess. But I'm one of those people, I think for all account, I have a pretty good poker face. Like I can be happy as hell and I just be like, yeah, man, let's get it done with. Like I'm kind of like Kanye. Like he'll be happy 1 second and then he's just real quiet and simple. So it's like I agree with what you're saying about the emotions, but sometimes it can kind of be iffy.
A big thing in a relationship for me is communication. We're all human and we don't have superpowers. I can't think or interpret what's going on in your head, so I can't make anything up. Everything has to be like communicated. I'm not guessing anything. We're too old to play the guessing game. It's if you feel some type of way, don't hold it in. I'd rather you come to me and tell me about it so that the problem could be resolved. Because some people like hold the problem in and then they'll just like be mad at me the whole day, or I don't have time for none of that. It's either you communicate with me and tell me what's wrong, or you leave me alone and not talk to me at all.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
What is the idea?
A healthy relationship.
A healthy relationship. I would say understanding, because like it's a lot of stuff that it takes to be in a relationship, and then you have people that's like they're not used to relationship, like they never really been in a real actual relationship. So it's like some stuff that they may do, you really like. You may not mess with what they do, or you may not like what they do, but they actually honestly thought like it was okay, like from their point of view. So I feel like understanding and like also what she said, communication is key, because like you can't really be mad at a person for trying. Like you gotta understand like they felt like that was a good thing to do. If you understand what I'm saying.
My idea of a perfect, well, not perfect. My idea of a healthy relationship, what it looks like is like Ashley said, communication. Communication is a big one, because it's just like, yeah, like I can't be mine, and I'm still trying to get used to how you react to certain things. So you gotta just let me know right now what I did wrong, or if I did anything wrong. So and another thing is, never mind. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We gonna move on to the next
You
question.
seem like you have something to say, right?
No.
Get off your chest, bro.
Move on to the next
Yeah,
question.
get it off your chest, bro.
Move on to the next question. Fuck it.
Next question is, do you believe in the idea of love at first sight?
And the second part of that question is, do you believe in the idea of soulmates? So you can answer that one first.
Do I believe in love at first sight? Not really. I don't think so. I think love is something that happens over time. It's like, I mean, you might lust for someone when you see them, but like you don't actually love them, because love is just something you don't really can do in like what, a day or two. It's something that takes time to build, emotions, communications, all aspects of it, and then you build onto it. Soulmates, yeah, I agree. You could have a soulmate, but then again, I'm one of those people that believe like people are interchangeable. Like I don't really think that you always have to have someone where someone won't leave you. So I'm like, you might have a soulmate and your soulmate leaves. Like, what are you gonna do now? It's like that's life. It is what it is.
Niggas come from a second service and I'm like, hey, you listen to Donut, huh?
Well, so I'm like, I do believe that you can have a soulmate, but just because you have a soulmate don't mean everything's gonna be perfect.
Alright, so what do you mean that?
Do I believe in love at first sight? No. I don't believe in love at first sight because me, if I'm outside and I see a guy that look good, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I love him. I'm like, oh, he look good as hell. Like, that's what I'm gonna say. I'll be like, he look good as hell. I'm not gonna say I love him. And soulmate wise, I don't think so because I feel like everybody changes. Like, as we live, we're not all staying the same as we are like from the beginning. Like we all got different chapters of our life. We turn into like a different person. Our mentality is different. So like we may attract this type of person and this type of personality and stuff right now, but then the next chapter of our life we want a whole different type of person. Like or we attract a whole different group of people. So I don't really think I believe it's soulmates.
Alright, so like for the love at first sight thing, I don't believe it. I don't think like you can fall in love with somebody that you don't know. Like when you're attracted to someone and you don't know them yet, like I feel like you can create an image in your head of like how you think that person acts, but really that's not how it is. And for the soulmate thing, I do think that soulmates are real. You know, not even in just like a romantic kind of way. Like you can have a friend that's a soulmate, like a mentor that's a soulmate. I do believe it's real.
Alright, I don't believe in love at first sight. That's that movie shit. Like really, like that's that. Like that's like a screen set play thing. Like nah, I don't believe it at all because it's like if I see someone, it's not like they said it's like oh I love you. Like no, it's not that at all. Because there's people who I fell for, and the first time I met them, I couldn't stand them. So it's just like I don't believe in love at first sight. And for soulmates, I don't believe in soulmates either. I do believe that there can be like matches set in heaven.
Is that the same thing?
Would you count that as the same thing?
I mean, I guess.
Well, I don't believe in soulmates. I believe that you can how do I word this? I believe that you can make someone into your soulmate in a way. I feel like I worded that so crazy. But what I mean by that is depending on who you are with romantically and like the length of the romantic journey or whatever, I feel like sooner or later you'll just see that person as a soulmate or a match made in heaven. But that's just how I feel about it. Like, I can't really explain it now because I don't know like if I want to say it how I want to say it for real because I feel like it's gonna come out stupid. So yeah, that's basically how it is. Yeah. So, go ahead.
Like everybody else said, I agree with everybody else. You can fall in love with the idea of being with someone, like the image you portray in your head, but I don't believe in love at first sight. You have to like, you can think someone's the best person in the world, and when you get with them, the whole time they fighting demons and doing all this other stuff you don't like. So, yeah, and the idea of soulmates, I do believe soulmates are real, but soulmates are not what the things I see on TikTok, like it's these little things like, oh, this letter is your soulmate. They're like, oh my God, my boyfriend is my soulmate. No, I believe soulmate connections like have to be felt and not just thrown and strung upon you, like the idea of it because you want a labeled soulmate. You have to like actually feel the connection. And soulmates are not somebody that cheats on you, break up 30,000 times and say, soulmate is real, soulmate is love. And
toxicity. With that, all right, let's jump to this next question. The next question is, what is something that you can't stand that the other gender does? I'll start with Brett. I don't know.
Oh my God. Man, there's a lot of things I can't stand for real. Well, in this day and age, one thing I cannot stand when I see like the other gender do is this is the way they be talking now sometimes, but I just be so confused. Like I think I was
They talking about that?
talking out their neck. No, like I'm talking about like the speech pattern. Like it's like I don't even know how to
You mean
explain
like
it.
the it's giving
Yes.
or like the about
Yes,
or like
yes, that is so annoying. Yo. And then I was at Pool House one day, and then my other cousins, like my female cousins, saying, I'm like, y'all too? This is so annoying. Like it just like it makes my skin itch sometimes. Like bro, like it's so weird.
That's trends. Like that's just a trending thing. Like things go in and out. Like
For some people, hold on to that, and it just becomes a part of their everyday life. And then yeah, that's one thing. And then another thing I like. That just throws me off about the other gender is I don't know, it's just weird. Like that's nah. I'm gonna keep that one as my main one because that one just gets me mad. That one just gets me mad.
You really don't like about that much? Or like
Oh,
it's
like
giving, it's not giving.
period, stuff like that.
No, period. I hated that shit for like 2 years. Bro. Like, yo, all from junior year to senior year, that's all I was fucking hearing, bro. I'm just like, okay, like.
no, there's this TikTok video. It was this guy. I think he hanged out with his girl so much that he started saying those words. That's weird. Sorry, next.
It's gonna sound petty, but like, I don't like it when guys, they just sit on the game all day.
You saying thing, you wasn't in this show, you know? Oh.
Like Tan, I don't think he brushes teeth the first thing. First thing he does is hop on the game.
Hey yo.
I'm gonna watch this. Like,
Yo, we need to have like this is a new idea. We need to have like a tan owned. Like you remember how they were doing it for the Bridge Dragon Ball Z thing, and they had a krillin count. We should have that for tan. Just put it at the bottom of the screen.
Tan burner.
Yo, that's too funny. I know. Like, I had a feeling she was gonna say something about it too.
I don't mind my business. Actually, you're next.
I got a couple things I like about these young men of this generation. First thing is sexism. Certain men are very sexist. I grew up like playing basketball, and I would play in like co-ed leagues and stuff like that. Before they got to know me, my stuff like that. But oh, a girl on my team? No. Like, what do you mean no? It's so many like women, female basketball players, or just women sports in general that are very good, better than some men, and I don't get the whole idea of that. Another thing I don't like that men do is they want to portray this image that they're like very like hard and like nobody can crack into them, but whole time, I don't know if it's like dealing with pride or something like that, but I feel as though that being a man, you should have a right to like show your feelings and be able to show emotion. Because a lot of men say, oh no, that's not manly for a man to do. And from like a empath standpoint, I don't like that for them. Because if you're feeling some type of way, we're all human, we all cry. So it's not like quote unquote homosexual or anything to let your feelings out. I don't like that for men. And another thing I don't like for men in this generation is that they like normalize cheating or like certain toxic habits, especially on like social media. I know not every man every man wants to be, like I said, hard. Oh, gun this. Oh, I rap about killing that. What happened to the love songs?
I feel like niggas be flexing money in every video I see. I'm like, bro, you're not even that rich, bro.
What happened to the let me love you? The I want my girl back. Not, oh, I hate bitches. Not fuck bitches. Like, damn.
She just reminded me of something. I'm tired of these hot girls, city girls, icy girls. I'm tired of all of it, but it's just blowing my shit. It's all I see on my feet. Like okay, bro. You wanna go next, boys?
I was on top. It's where you can go.
It's a lot, not all of y'all, but it's a lot of men that's hypocrites. Very much hypocrites. But like, when I say hypocrites, especially with social media, like they will go on social media and they will see a girl with the fattest ass and a bathing suit, shaking her ass, doing all that, posing on the sand, da da da. Let that girl step outside on the beach in a bathing suit trying to pose in the sand with the sand handprints on their ass cheeks and post it on Instagram. What you posting this for? Da 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 da, this, that, and third. They have a close friends full of females, and the only male in there is their boyfriend. Why you shaking your ass on close friends, this, that, and third. But you scroll on Instagram, it's liked by your man, and da 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 da. A girl shaking ass or a girl doing this and that. Like,
but I feel like with that, it's like a lot of men are. I'm not gonna say me because I'm not.
insecure.
Yeah, a lot of men are insecure. Like they just feel like, and they don't have enough confidence in their self, their image, and their game to like be like, yo, she could literally leave me like right now for any reason, or something like that, or whatever.
I agree with that, but sometimes,
that ain't me. I don't care.
sometimes affirming your man that
Reassurance.
yeah, that's what I was same thing. That hey, I'm yours and not someone else can go a long way. Because at the end of the day, if I feel like this comes from understanding. If you're with a bad girl, she gonna have niggas here now. You got it. You knew what you was getting yourself into. At this point, it's just like, hey, you gotta deal with it. You gonna hear, hey, this guy tried. But it's having a certain trust level of, hey, is she going out? Is she gonna respond back and meet up with that?
What Jay-Z said? What Jay-Z said? He had the baddest bitch being around his chain. Jay-Z don't care.
That's different. Like, but sometimes it's just guys don't know if. Well, you don't know certain times if you don't know the girl, you don't trust her. You're gonna have those moments of, hey, you're doing all this, and you know how guys know what other guys do. Let's be honest here. We know because we probably that guy that did that to another guy. So it's like, hey, we know the intent of certain guys, and we're afraid of that happening to us. One day she can be your girl, next thing you know, it's hot girl summer. So I don't know.
I hate that shit. Hot girl, city girl, icy girl, winter girl, everything. It's so annoying. You want to answer the question?
I'll answer. Wait, to your point, your second thing was guys aren't emotional enough. Is there a level of a guy being too emotional?
I would say no, but the way like society portrays it, then yes. Like with the whole Tyrese thing when he was crying, the whole Will Smith thing when he was crying, everybody laughed at that. I seen that on Instagram before. Somebody said, "Oh, I just seen that on Instagram crying." Seen that on Instagram, and I agree with it. I feel as though we're all human. We all have emotions. We all have tear ducts in our eyes. If you feel some type of way, stop. Because that also, I feel as though that builds like this level of toxicity in men. Like, oh, I'm heartless. Oh, I don't trust nobody. Da da da. And that's where the demons come from. And the demons be whooping their ass. What I'm saying is, if you have a safe space or anything, like let your feelings out. Don't hold it in, because I can be angry, then project all my anger on him. And that's not fair to him because of my trauma that I'm not healed from, because I chose to keep it inside. So that's all I was saying with that.
Yeah, Russell Wilson say that about Sierra. He was like, if Sierra ever left me, I'd be done or something. And then he got transferred. Isn't that what Ronnie was saying? Gee.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but again, like Ronnie said, that's how it's supposed to be, right? When you have like I'm trying to remember, because That
I was
was
trying to answer her question. I don't know.
no, because when she said that, it reminded me of Russell Wilson, and then I remember Ronnie was telling us that on the show. So
Is it? Do I? Something that it does.
how they all technicians out of nowhere.
Everybody's a nail tech, ear tech.
Don't knock nobody hustle now. Don't knock
I'm
nobody
not
hustle.
nobody hustle.
But I'm
I
like,
just wanna
if y'all
do-
all forming one business, you know, I can get this done quicker.
I
Like,
can get to the bag quicker.
I feel like everybody's either selling sweets, hairs, nails, eyelash.
But at least that's something productive. Like Ty said, rather than sitting on the game all day.
Getting ready.
Alright. We're not gonna keep slandering my man. Like,
Let's go on to the next question. I'll probably think of something later. Is there such a thing as feminine toxicity?
Feminine toxicity. When y'all say feminine toxicity.
You know how there's like a masculine toxicity? Is there such a thing as a feminine toxicity?
I mean, females can be very toxic. There's a lot of females that really can be toxic. Like, they will get out of a relationship, or like they will leave a guy, go mess with a bunch of other guys, then go back to the guy they left, like, oh, this, that, and third, like, I'm trying to get back with you. And, you know, a lot of guys will be like, okay, yeah, cool, we could work on it and stuff like that. She would just, like, continue to leave him, or like, you got a lot of females that cheat. Like, when I say cheat, like, I know a couple of my friends, they get down. Like, when I say they get down, like,
don't put them down.
I ain't gonna say no names, you feel me, because I ain't gonna knock their hustle, but when I say they can juggle these men, they can juggle these men. So it's like, you know, it's a lot of people that really could be toxic. Like, they would be out here juggling these men and then curse their boyfriend out for not calling them. Like,
Now I'm not gonna stay with me, friends.
I ain't say with friends. It's just
don't
like,
matter. It's in the friend group. I don't need to know. It's
That's
in the
my
friend group. I just get this.
Birds of a feather don't flock together.
I'm saying though, yeah, I hang out with a lot of females because they cool. They personality cool. They want to juggle these men. Go ahead, girl. I'm be over here.
Hey,
I'll be over here.
I'm just like, it's a mental note now. Away from that friend group, like it just checked in there.
You never know though, because it could be 5 females. That whole group is a bunch of hoes except for one. She the one you bring to the 2 men to distract the other friends. She the one that, you know, if my man call you, tell him I'm sleeping at y'all. Like, that's the one, that's the backup right there. But she not a hoe. She call her nigga at night. she
I'm not about to sit there and play Blue's Clues to find out who.
You never know, you might be the one to change them. So.
Right, you know.
I don't got time to be changing, bro.
Wait, you got time to be changing a man?
I want to say, time is everything. I mean, we're not going to get in a relationship. We're not going to get in a relationship like, oh, perfect, J and B, India, Lil Durk. We're not about to do that. We both have a different.
Speaking of the Dirk thing, you know, Dirk got like 8 kids, and y'all trying to be like.
Oh, but look, India changed them.
I'm not saying that, but y'all gonna take care of those 8 kids?
No, that's what they got mothers for.
When they were Dirk, you know what I'm saying? You got 8 kids running around.
And I might like 2 of them. I'd be like, yeah, they could stay over the rest.
Yeah. Everybody be like, yo, I want to be like Dirk and India. But I'm like, yo, you got some kind of
I
take care of
can't
8
say
kids.
it. I'll never. When I'm naming like couples like that, I'll never name
I can't name.
Dirk and India. I'll be like, I'll just go with the generics, like, you know, Martin and Gina.
There's no couple that's perfect though.
Exactly. That's why you gotta take time.
I'm not saying that just because they perfect. Like, I'm saying that, like, you know, that's what people like.
The idea.
Yeah, the idea of the relationship. So it's like when I named it, it's like, yeah, Martin and Gina, you know, Iman and what's that face?
Tiana. No.
Yeah, Iman and Tiana. G Herbo and Tiana.
Herbo.
You not
Tiana, Tiana. How you say her name?
I'm a G Herbo.
Taina. It's Taina. Yeah, G Herbo, Taina, you know, Neppin', Hustle and Bug, you know.
Nobody wants to stay and make it work though. When something happened, they like, I ain't breaking up with you. Nobody wants to stay and make it work because now they're in the next relationship and now it's worse.
Yeah. I do believe that toxic femininity is real, and like when I think of it, I think of women that like they care like a lot what guys think about them, and they don't care like how they affect other people. I've dealt with this growing up. Like I've had like friends, they would like try to embarrass me in front of a guy just so they could look better in front of him. Like that's what I think about when I think of toxic femininity.
You think about the same thing I'm thinking about, right?
Probably, but it's not trying to embarrass the person. It's just fun.
Yeah, because we definitely do that to 10. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's not embarrassing. It's just fun.
It's not
So
showing
y'all
up.
just be fucking with him, don't y'all? Like I'm hearing a lot. 10.
You was at the shoot.
10.
No, 10 be doing it to
We
himself.
love 10.
No offense, he be doing it to himself.
He be saying
I
himself
told him,
up.
I'm like, yo, do not walk into this studio for the photo shoot with them damn flippers on. He said,
Flippers?
yeah, he had the little slippers on.
He
He had the Haitian, no, he had the Haitian slippers on. I said, yo, please don't walk it. Just put your shoes on. He said, no, nigga, I'll be ready. I'm like, all right. He walked in there. He just threw his stuff in there. I'm like, yo, where your manners at? This at your fucking house. Like, and then I think it was either Sharisa, Abigail. I was like, yo, why you on him? Like,
Because if you're not, he
gonna keep doing this dumb shit.
well, we love him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
We'll do anything for 10, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about everything, but I don't, nah. That's probably you, because you probably drive over there and say how you know, but
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They call me at 3 in the morning. You just look.
That's different. That's 3 in the morning. Call me in the midday. I'm like, I'll ask you after. What's the next question? Or
Yeah, go ahead.
do you feel like society prioritizes having a significant other?
I feel as though we can go right back to that Dirk and India, G Herbo and whoever, because I know when Dirk proposed to India, my whole Instagram was flooded with,
Everybody getting married.
oh my God, I need a ring. Oh my God, where my Dirk at? I feel as though society does promote relationships, and that's a lot of people's problems. They're too stuck on social media, living social media life rather than their regular life. And yeah.
I agree. I agree. But I don't know. Like I agree. But I ain't about to buy a damn ring. Crazy.
You're not gonna marry one?
Huh?
You're not gonna marry?
Man, I'm 21.
Some people get married at 21.
That's some people. That's not bad. Shit. Crazy as hell.
What's wrong with settling down? You don't gotta be on the streets.
And be in debt? You know how much money I gotta get for ring?
Why you gotta spend so much?
A ring itself is hella bread. This not no ring pop.
Then don't you gotta buy like 2 rings though for real? Like,
Yeah,
they
you gotta buy one for
you
yourself.
gotta buy the one
Yeah,
that you
like,
put on their
Oh, you
finger
supposed to
when
buy
y'all
one for
married.
yourself?
Oh, you
Yeah.
gotta buy the one for
you
yourself?
gotta buy one for
Your
yourself
wife.
and your fiance.
So
Then
you
it's,
gotta buy
There's an
3
engagement
rings.
ring,
yeah,
and there's the actual ring.
ring
it's the
at the
actual
wedding.
2 rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
got a ring.
bread, and I'm 21, and you talk about some people get married at stupid people get married at 21.
Why is that?
I'm not trying to be like yo, stupid people get married at 21 because I feel like they just rush into a relationship, divorce, boom,
What you
and you
mean?
just
What?
wasted all that money.
So you mean to tell me if you're dating someone for like 10 years, since like elementary or middle school, and y'all turn 21, y'all can get married? Because even if you get married, if you get married at 21 or you get married at 31, there's still gonna probably be some debt.
But you gotta understand, like that 10-year elementary to 21 shit, that's all like puppy love. That's all bubble day. You're in a high school bubble. You're like you don't have that. You don't have taxes. You don't have. You don't have taxes to worry about. You don't have bills to worry about, and you don't have other stuff to worry about.
When you're 31, you're still gonna have taxes. You're still gonna have debt.
I'm not gonna have no debt when it comes to paying the rent because I'm gonna have money saved up. I'm not taking no loan out. Says me,
You don't even know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna happen between your 21 and your 31 age.
But
You can go to school, that's debt. You can get a car.